That's 15. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Engine ignition and liftoff of SpaceX's Falcon 9 rocket, boosting 40 more satellites into orbit for OneWeb's global internet network. Falcon 9 has cleared the launch towers at Pad 40.
That's gorgeous.
T plus 22 seconds, everything looking good so far. Plus 1 minute. Falcon 9 now supersonic.
This thing doesn't even look in focus anymore.
Falcon 9 is now past max Q, the period of maximum aerodynamic pressure.
It's out of our view.
Stage separation and ignition of the second stage of the Falcon 9 to continue the climb into orbit. The first stage will flip around and reverse course to head back to Cape Canaveral.
Oh, cool. Got to watch it come back.
There is main engine cutoff. Looks like we have stage separation, and we see visual indication of ignition of the second stage, and now ignition of the first stage booster for the boost back burn. 3 engines firing on the first stage now.
Cool. I can see it. Actually, this is when we really do want to go back out there. I see it coming in. Well, that's the moon. Never mind.
Yeah.
The moon that I see. What are they showing? Anything?
No, there's duck there that they're chasing. One of the boosters is supposed to come back here and land after about 8 minutes.
Oh, 8 minutes, okay.
But now the Falcon 9 now out of visual range at Cape Canaveral as the second stage continues into orbit. We're now switching over to SpaceX and their live feed of the Falcon 9 launch, showing an onboard camera view now from the second stage engine as it's glowing red hot, powering into orbit with these 40 OneWeb satellites on board. We also saw confirmation just a moment ago of payload fairing jettison. So the nose cone of the Falcon 9 has been released to fall into the Atlantic Ocean. That'll be recovered by a downrange ship in SpaceX's fleet for refurbishment and reuse. On the left side here is a view from the first stage booster looking down at the Florida coast, the city lights of Florida visible for this middle of the night launch as we approach the midnight hour here in Florida. T plus 5 minutes. The clock down at the bottom of this SpaceX feed has a little bit of a lag, as you can see. It's about a 15-second delay in this video feed from SpaceX compared to real time. Now about 3 minutes, less than 3 minutes from the landing of the first stage. See the lights of Cape Canaveral down below as the Falcon 9 booster is now 100 kilometers, 100,000 meters above the surface. In the next few moments, actually about a minute or so from now, we expect to see the entry burn. That'll be a relight of the 3 Merlin engines on the first stage to slow the rocket down as it heads back deeper into the atmosphere.
I'm glad you're doing this. I'm glad you picked this up. You did a good job.
We're now seeing a view from our camera of the entry burn now underway. That's the first stage booster making its way back to the ground, and the entry burn is now complete. You saw that in the sky here over Cape Canaveral.
I don't see it.
Here's the delayed feed from the onboard SpaceX on the left, the entry burn underway. You've seen that burn now completed. Now we're seeing it completed in this view from SpaceX. About a minute and 10 seconds until landing of the first stage back at the Cape. Second stage continues into orbit, passing 14,500 kilometers per hour, nearing orbital velocity with stage 2. The first stage now passing under 3,000 kilometers per hour. 7 minutes into the flight, less than a minute remaining until first stage landing.
Oh, there it comes.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Back, come back.
Look at that. That's cool.
And now we're seeing the first stage booster landing burn underway. Single engine firing to slow this rocket down for its return to landing. Variable thrust engine firing the center engine of the first stage in preparation for landing. It's now gone below the tree line. We're going to switch over to SpaceX, showing the onboard view of the Falcon 9 booster making its way to landing zone 1.
It took that long for the sound
Yeah.
to get to us.
So cool.
Yay!
Falcon 9 has landed.
Yay! Woohoo!
Mr. 1076
Did you
has
record it all?
arrived back at landing zone 1, completing its second flight to space.